Hey everyone, okay, so in this video I'm going to talk to you guys about this Beauty and the Beast takeover of Disneyland coming up very soon. I'm assuming to promote the new live action Beauty and the Beast that's going to be released in March. Now, a lot of these changes coming to Disneyland that are Beauty and the Beast related are actually really cool. And a good friend of mine actually suggested this video. He's a friend of mine on Twitter. His name is Tyler, so shout out to Tyler. I appreciate you suggesting this idea for this video. But he suggested that I do a video on the Beauty and the Beast stuff, and he had a good point. There's a lot of stuff in here that could be permanent, and actually it would work, okay? Now, here are the offerings. I'm going to kind of go over with you each one. The first offering is it's a Beauty and the Beast kind of like retheming of the Village House over in Fantasyland, which is currently themed to Pinocchio. All right, so it's currently themed to Pinocchio. What they're going to do is they're going to retheme it to Beauty and the Beast. They're also going to add a walk around meet and greet character of Gaston, which is very cool. I think they've had him before, but he's always full of personality. He has a lot of great interactions with guests. I think Gaston is a great addition to the park. They should make him definitely permanent. I love Gaston. And then the other thing they're going to do is actually they're going to have they're going to continue to have the Maurice's Treats, which is like the little cart over there by that theater, the Royal Theater. And then in that Royal Theater, they're going to have a whole stage show just for Beauty and the Beast. They're going to totally have just a whole live action stage show themed to Beauty and the Beast. So overall, a lot of cool stuff happening. Now, the one thing in particular that actually I think that would be great for them to keep it permanently would be the Red Rose Tavern, which currently is the Village House in Fantasyland. I think to retheme that to Beauty and the Beast, keep it that way, would be actually a welcome change. Now, the reason why I think that they should actually change the theme is because Disneyland's Fantasyland, almost all the movies represented in that area are older. And there's nothing wrong with that. In terms of animation, I actually prefer the older movies. I love Pinocchio, Snow White, Peter Pan. I actually prefer that era a lot more than the current era. I'm not knocking the current animation, but I don't know. I thought the films back then were better. So I'm not knocking the old animation, but I do feel that Disneyland's Fantasyland does not have enough of the newer films represented. Florida does. They recently had a Fantasyland expansion, and they got a Beauty and the Beast restaurant. They got tangled bathrooms. They have all kinds of stuff to the newer movies. We just don't have that out here. We have Mr. Toad and Snow White and Peter Pan, Dumbo, Alice in Wonderland, which is great, but we don't have a lot of representation for the newer films. So I think that actually converting the Village House to a Beauty and the Beast restaurant permanently would actually be a really smart move on their part. I think that would actually be something that would be very, it would be a welcome change. Pinocchio already has an attraction. Why not give the restaurant to Beauty and the Beast? So that's my thoughts on the Village House, which will be the Red Rose Tavern during this whole Beauty and the Beast takeover, so to speak, of Fantasyland. And one thing I kind of want to go on a little bit of a tangent, a little bit of a side note here. Overall, I'm kind of not on board with the live action remakes of these animated classics. Not that I feel like they do any damage per se. I just feel that it's really unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. Like a film like Beauty and the Beast is a masterpiece. Okay, there's really no need to redo that movie. Okay, that aside, the one thing that I actually really do enjoy about these live action remakes is that they bring a lot of attention back to these original films. A lot more people now are going to be more aware of Beauty and the Beast. Not that Beauty and the Beast, the animated version, ever really went away. It's always been a part of our pop culture. But there's going to be even more awareness of that movie. I'm sure that the DVDs and the Blu-rays for the animated version will skyrocket when the live action movie comes out. I'm sure the same thing happened with Sleeping Beauty when Maleficent came out. I'm sure the same thing happened with, Peach Dragon. All these old school classic films sort of get new attention, a new spotlight when the live action film comes out. And I think that's really cool. Really, really great. It's one of the good aspects that are coming out of these live action remakes. So I know that's kind of off topic a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of bring that up because I do think that that is important. To keep these films alive in our culture so generations going forward can enjoy these films, so young kids today will watch Beauty and the Beast and be just as enamored and fall in love with this movie just like we did when we were kids. So anyway, that's my little tangent on the movies, but overall I think this Beauty and the Beast takeover of Fantasyland is a great idea. The walk around Gaston, the stage show over at the Royal Theater, and the Red Rose Tavern. I agree with my buddy Tyler on Twitter. I think that they should definitely go ahead and keep that theme to Beauty and the Beast. They already have an attraction for Pinocchio, so he has enough representation already in the land. I think that Beauty and the Beast, deserves that spot. It's a great film. It's one of the the crown jewels of Disney animation, post Walt. So I definitely think it deserves at least a restaurant. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this new Beauty and the Beast takeover of Fantasyland. I hope some of these additions will become permanent. We don't know yet. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe. I do content on Disney all the time, and not just Disney per se, but I do Pixar, Marvel. I do a ton of Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fanboy. So go ahead and like and subscribe. I appreciate all your time. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.